Let's take a look at the Team Manager class. Team Manager now is keeping the variables that we used to keep in main. It's keeping the roster and it's keeping the team name. The difference from main here is that in the constructor we're now going to initialize the values of those variables. Other than that, most of the work that the Team Manager does consists of talking to the list and asking the list to do things. So for instance, here when we add a player, all that we do is ask the list, which is the roster variable, to keep the item instead. When somebody asks how many items are on the list, how many members are on the team, all that we do is we just turn around and ask the list for its size and report that value back. If somebody asks us to retrieve an item off the list via position, again, turn around to the list and say, list, please retrieve the item by position, and send back whatever they say. There are some things where we have to do the work ourselves. For instance, when someone comes along and says, please add a goal, the Team Manager now has to do some work. He's given the hockey player that looks like the one that he wants, so he calls the array list index of in order to search for that player, and if he finds the player, he retrieves them from a roster and gives them a goal. If he doesn't find the player, he just basically ignores whatever somebody had to say and just returns. Notice that this is also essentially the same code that we had in the main program previously. We've just moved it now into a Team Manager class. Finally, we have to make an iterator for the class, and the iterator is used by the for each. And all that we're really doing is passing along the iterator that the array list gives us, but before we pass that iterator along, we take the list and we sort it to make sure that it's in the right order, and then reverse it to make sure that it goes from highest to lowest. Remember that if you make an iterator like this, the signature has to be this in order for each to understand it, and you also have to go up to the top of the class and make sure that you say implements iterable for the hockey player, which basically says that that iterator method has been created someplace.